Hello, once again, Silly Cows. It's Nick here from SillyCowGaming, and today I just kind of have this video of two little gameplays that I threw together. One of them being some Metro, which was really good, and some Noshar, just because I want to talk about the SKS. The SKS, I kind of have a newfound love for it because I don't really usually play the Recon class. And if I do, it's in a very rare situation where I'm just trying to get like a nice, I don't know, like just something that I'm in the sniping mood. I want to sit back and take some long-range shots, but I'm a bolt-action kind of guy, not really used to semi-auto snipers, until I came across the SKS. Now, let's start off talking about the Metro gameplay, and then I'll get to the SKS. It's really one of my favorite weapons. It's really good. Statistic-wise, it looks kind of bad compared to the other semi-autos, but when you start to use it, you'll kind of have the feel for it. Anyways, we'll get more about the SKS in the video. Right now, I'm going to talk about that Metro gameplay that you're watching right now. So right now I'm playing on the defense for Operation Metro Rush, and the first set of MCOMs was never actually destroyed. They did destroy the first A one, no, it's B. They destroyed the B com, which is pretty easy to get to when you're on the attacking side, and A is somewhat easy, but we held it the whole game. So in the end, we did lead the whole time. We won the match, and it's pretty impressive in my opinion to be able to hold off someone on rush at the beginning. You either have to have a really nice defense or a really weak attacking team, and I think it was mostly our defense because they started trying to flank us later in the game, which you'll start to see me notice that as well. But a lot of my team pays a lot of attention to that, and I'm just kind of a suppressing kind of guy, which is one thing the SKS class really does. This SKS class in particular really does well. To start off, I think I ran with a heavy barrel or a flash suppressor, I don't remember, and a foregrip, which, you know, just depends on what kind of person you are. I like the flash suppressor because it works as a compensator sometimes, but for the SKS, it's not that necessary, especially if you take slower shots. Me personally, I take really fast, like, rounds of bursts of the SKS, but I know a lot of people like to take slower burst shots with the SKS, which is probably what you should be doing. I'm not exactly the best Battlefield player, but I do enjoy playing the game, and I kind of want to throw some content in there because I do enjoy making content for YouTube, and I enjoy making content of things I love doing, and right now I'm love doing Battlefield and Minecraft, so I have my Minecraft channel for that and my Battlefield and PlanetSide channel for this. Anywho, yeah, so it's really a good suppression class. It's really just a good class overall to run this. I did also run with the scan bolt, which you'd be actually very surprised how effective it was for me in this game. I never really considered that it was useful. It's the first time I've actually found the scan bolt useful. And earlier that day I'd gotten a kill with the scan bolt, and I thought that was hilarious. But yeah, the scan bolt is really good if you want to check if you should be watching that side, or to know if you should turn your back, or to give your kind of team like a heads up on what's ahead, so you can kind of focus their fire. It really does bring a unique asset to the game that you might not think of until you use it. So I was running with the M1911 attack. I don't think I'd used it at all, but it's a good secondary. I like that. But the reason why I like the scan bolt a lot is because if I'm hiding behind cover that can be taken out by two sides, I like to shoot the one side where I see either more or less enemies, depending on how I feel on taking out more or less, depending on how I feel, like I said. And if I point it at more enemies, my teammates will see them pop up on the minimap, like a giant red cherry just popped up on the minimap, and then all these Doritos will be ahead of them, and they'll just start shooting at them. It's kind of like directing the suppressing fire onto the direction that you choose to, while you go in and face the other way and pick off the little targets that are just kind of trying to do a flank, and they're not doing very successful. But the attacking team was fairly decent, so I was pretty proud that we did hold this defense the whole game. But one thing about the SKS, right now I'm using the ACOG scope on it, I believe at the beginning, and later in the game, later in this video, you'll see some Noshar Canals gameplay, so you can kind of see the effectiveness of using a laser sight on this. I was using the ACOG sight at the beginning so I get some mid-range, and I really do like the ACOG sight for this. There's the 3.4, which I think I like a little bit more because the little signs or the little dots or whatever, or lines on the scope don't really help too much with the reticle and helping me aim, so I don't really mind it. There's not too many long-range maps I'm going to ever use the SKS on. I'd rather use like a JNG. I'm much more for a bolt action on a long-range map. So for SKS I usually do on mid-range to short-range, like Operation Metro for example. And yeah, so that's why using the ACOG scope was a good idea. Although 3.4 times zoom, I do like the reticle better, and the artificial recoil, if you know what that is. Basically, it kind of like it's similar to suppression, where it kind of blurs your screen and blurs the scope as it fires. It kind of bounces it back and forth, and you'll notice it the more you use semi-auto snipers in particular. But yeah, the scan bolt really did help a lot. And one thing I didn't really do too much in the video is holding your breath. When you have the ACOG scope, it still will shake a bit, which would increase your cone of fire, and you really can't risk losing that accuracy with the sniper rifle. So you need to pay attention to that. I really didn't pay attention in this gameplay, but I still did alright. I think I went like 20 and 10, which, I mean, on pro Battlefield standards, not that good, but for me, it's pretty decent. I mean, it means at least I was like, I didn't really go on large kill streaks. I went on like 5 kill streaks pretty much, just multiple of them, and then died repetitively. So I try to cut it up in the most convenient way possible for you. Now there's a couple ways I would run this loadout, and a couple others that I'm not going to mention, but in particular the heavy barrel, foregrip, and ACOG really helps from medium to a little bit medium to long range combat. Short range can be dealt with, but you're not going to be hip firing it like crazy with the heavy barrel on there, because it does reduce your hip fire accuracy. So I really don't feel like I would use that for a short range, but definitely if I know I'm going to be going middle range and I want to be a recon so I can get my team on the objective where I want them to be, which is also why I played a recon this round, because I really wanted to see if I could hold my team at one objective, and it really did work. I got a lot of squad spawn ribbons at the end of the match. But yeah, so for sure, heavy barrel, foregrip, and ACOG sight works like a dream. Another one is the flash sight and foregrip, and the basic flash suppressor and foregrip, which basically the way that works is that it will assist you with all recoil, reduces recoil a lot, but at the same time your accuracy does go down a bit, and your hip fire, it's kind of a trade-off. I don't know how I feel particularly towards the class when I do that, but honestly, being not the best of aim, I'm alright with it, because I usually spam down range in the general direction of their head, and that's how I get kills with this SKS, which is one of the things you'll realize if you use the sniper rifle more. Also, laser sight, foregrip, and ACOG, that will work like a dream for almost all ranges. Maybe not the foregrip. The foregrip does increase your aiming down sights, cone of fire, but if you choose to use it, I don't blame you. It's very nice to not have the bounciness, but it's a little low recoil when it comes to the gun, so not necessary to the foregrip. But then again, the bipod is not necessarily the best attachment put on this either. Anywho, the Cobra sight is one that I also use later in the Nashar Canal gameplay, which is probably playing soon. And I don't use the hollow sight, but I do recommend the hollow sight. I just really didn't consider it at the time, because those two sights, if you're going for short range, kind of short medium range, and not going to expect to take too many long range shots like on Nashar Canals, for example, definitely worth it. You don't want to be wasting your time with an ACOG sight when you just want to be able to aim quickly with reflex skill, because it does take longer to aim down sights on the ACOG than it does for the reflex sights. But the reflex RDS, the red dot sight, the one that has a little one reticle in the center, really is not good for this weapon. It doesn't help you get those headshots, and really the Cobra and the Hollow are the ones you have to go with almost any semi-auto. Reflex sights will not help you at all. But it's easy to hit the head with the Hollow or Cobra sights, in my opinion. It is, of course, personal preference, but for most people, I think they would agree with me. It's a very comfortable sniper rifle, which is one of the reasons why I really do like it. It's more of a battle rifle. If you play PlanetSide 2 and you're used to those battle rifles, I really do think that this gun is very similar to the battle rifles in that game, and the manageable recoil really does help a lot. Now I'm going to start comparing this sniper rifle to a couple of the other semi-autos, and I don't really use the sniper class in general, but the other semi-autos do have some upsides that the SKS might not. But when using the SKS, I really do feel like an absolute beast. I feel like the hip fire accuracy just helps a lot on close range, and the long range combat's really easy with the high rate of fire. So, it has the most ammo out of all semi-autos, but it's tied with the M417 at 21 when you have a full reload and 20 when you don't. On the clip, of course, if you know what I mean. If you play Battlefield, you understand. Hopefully you play Battlefield if you're watching this video. But it does have the lowest damage at, I believe, 27 to 37 or something like that, 40. I don't know. It's not the best of aiming when it comes to best of damage at long range in general. It actually is the lowest, but the M417, which is kind of its close competitor, I do think might be a better one, but I do prefer the feel of the SKS. It's kind of a personal preference thing. Like I said, personal preference is a big thing with guns in this game. But anyway, the SKS really does have a low damage, so it's not the best. It's the lowest damage for all the semi-autos, so it's not really the best in that case. And for the other ones, if you want some comparison, M39 is like in the middle. It can go kind of a long range, but at the same time, not too far. SKS is of course high fire, so it's better for a little bit closer range. MK11 is a much more powerful, especially at range, and then M39 is actually really good at range too because of its low bullet drop-off. The M417 has equal ammo, but it's bad. It has really bad recoil and compared to the other semi-autos, and it's low range, but really decent damage, to be honest with you. So the M417 might be the better choice over the SKS in your opinion, but the SKS is kind of a little bit more of a mid to long range one on a map that is very condensed, similar to Operation Metro. So the high cone of fire on it doesn't help too much at all, but if you do kind of like shoot down range like I do and you just get hit markers, that's kind of how I play. So for me, it can be a benefit, and I think some people do appreciate guns in that way similarly sometimes. But in the end, it's still a really fun sniper rifle. I really do enjoy the SKS, and it's one of my favorite guns in any game I've ever played. It's kind of unique how you can just spam that mouse and feel really powerful whether you're hip firing or not, and it's just a really good, really adjustable range. Of course, it could, if it's not an M16A3, for example, but to be honest, I don't prefer the M16. I'd rather pull off an SKS on a medic kit if I could. That'd be pretty awesome, but I'm happy that they don't have it because that would make the medic kit truly overpowered. But anyway, that's enough of my rant about the medic kit being overpowered. SKS, like I said, really fun sniper rifle. I'm really happy that we held off those guys on the Metro round. On the Noshar, we did alright, but you know, it was good gameplays. It was alright gameplays overall. And if you guys want me to do more videos on guns that I prefer, I'm never going to use an M16A3 in those kind of videos. I might do one video later down there. But if you want that kind of loadout video, I'll do one for Battlefield 3 and PlanetSide 2, depending on how I feel, you know, the mood. I kind of go on and off of those games. So yeah, but the SKS is definitely a beast sniper rifle that if you're into semi-autos, and you should definitely try it out if you haven't actually tried them, because it really got me into the recon class at the beginning. Really nice introductory sniper rifle. I'm happy they have it unlocked at the beginning. But anywho, that's about it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, give it a like. If you really enjoyed it, go and favorite it. Comment below, give me any feedback you have. Like I said, let me know what weapon or loadout you want me to pull off next time if you have a particular one. I'm particularly looking for good ones that are like really nice, but not necessarily very seen well. Like I don't want to be like foregrip heavy barrel M16A3 with Cobra or Reflex and med kit. I want to like some unique like AK-74M with underbarrel and maybe a suppressor or something like that. I'm not ever going to use that. I can't stand that class, but if I did that, but you know, maybe just pick a more unique weapon and a more unique attachments on it, and I'll try it out. But yeah, as long as it's good. But yeah, guys, if you enjoyed this video, give it a like. If you really enjoyed it, go and favorite it, comment below, like I said, and subscribe if you already have not. So like I said, guys, before, subscribe, like, comment, and favorite as always. Check the description below for links and stuff, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.